Kwakye-Ackah and Benin Clinton Bafo are my guests in studio this morning for a big conversation. Gentlemen, good morning to you. I trust at all as well. Perhaps I'll start with the person in government.
And to my fellow colleague here. I think I haven't met him before.
No, it's a first. Yeah. It's a first for for the both of you and your meetings.
Yes,
so
I greet you well. Yeah, and let me also take the opportunity to greet my constituents, Amenfi Central, and all your listeners and viewers, and to the party's hierarchy, the NDC party's hierarchy. I believe they are doing a very good job, and we pray that they continue so. Thank you.
Clifford.
God has gifted us life, so we are appreciative of that. Let me also take this opportunity to extend the warmest greetings to your listeners who have tuned in and have been with you since time immemorial.
Some very good ones at that.
Oh, yeah. I would also take this opportunity to extend greetings to the national leadership of the New Patriotic Party. We are revitalizing our base and we are putting our structures together ahead of our regional and national elections. So we wish aspirants well. And
when is the regional coming up?
The national?
No, the regional.
The regional is in between 15th to 19th of August.
So 15th of this month.
Of this year, within this month.
And then I think national is September.
September.
Yeah,
yes,
September.
Yes, in Kumasi.
You guys, the MPP says you are hitting the streets on Wednesday. So Wednesday or Thursday?
Yes. On the 6th of August. The well-meaning Ghanaians, not just the MPP, individuals who aligned with the thoughts of the MPP that our democracy needs to be saved. We would be making a very profound democratic statement on the happenings within the judiciary, the arrests, and then many other unpleasant activities that we are experiencing under the government. I believe that as a constructive critique of a government or an opposition that is very democratic, one of the ways to register your displeasure is to seek for some of these opportunities to just engage government and then present petitions of what your issues are to them. I mean, when we were in power, we saw the NDC do it a number of times, and it's one of the reasons.
You are following. Some say you use this to galvanize your base from time to time.
Really? I don't think so. You don't think there is a problem with the judiciary? You don't think there's a problem with what is going on?
I mean...
So we think that there is a problem, and it is not the usual politicking. It's a matter of making a statement that would question the government's activities and then redirect them. You know, sometimes when you are in government, you are carried away a little bit, and so some of these constructive activities would help position you well so that you can have a second look at things, especially with Chairman Wuntumi's jail, with Cedi's acquit and discharge case, and then several arrests. I mean, a lot of young people have been arrested. Today, as I'm talking to you, there is this young boy who has been arrested since Thursday, and as of now, we don't even know where he is. I'll check his flyer. He's one Damwa who made a post that was detailing a statement that the president, a conversation of the president with the National Security Coordinator. And I mean, he clearly used all the cautious words in defining the video. However, he's been picked, and as we speak, we don't even know him. He's been with them from Monday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today is Monday. We are still pursuing him, and we believe that...
Has there been court processes? I mean...
There's no communication. We actually don't even know where exactly he is. That is where the problem is. So I'm hoping that maybe today we should have a fair knowledge about what the real issues are, and then the necessity or whatever influenced his arrest. And I believe that some of these things are scenes that are not good for our democracy, and for any well-meaning Ghanaian, we should be able to amplify our voices on it. But I don't think that is our major conversations today.
Oh, no. I mean, these are just preliminary comments.
Exactly.
So finding out how
this is more than the major conversation. It has taken about 10 minutes.
These are preliminary comments.
That's actually what is happening around us, and we are hoping that on 6th.
So I asked about the demonstrations.
Yes.
I'm the one who was.
When we make the bold statements, we are
yes.
expecting that the president would properly respond, and then we can have a coexisting engagement on some of these issues and unnecessary arrest and Rambo-style detentions.
Absolutely. Mr. Kwakye, you had wanted to make an interjection as to
yes,
the Rambo-style
is completely deviating from the...
No. Those ones, I asked a question as to a planned protest.
Am I being blamed already?
I asked specific questions as to the protest which is coming up on Wednesday, right?
I don't know why it's too early, like you rightly said.
I think Thursday.
I think it's a way of trying to rejuvenate their base. Because you could see how the party is now disjointed.
You did it too in
completely. No, we are talking now.
I'm saying that's what, the point I made about re-energizing your base is that Victor Kojoga Daudu, who is one of the legal brains, the NDC, has said that both parties use it to re-energize your base. Okay. So that's why I'm saying that you also did it. So that is the background upon which I made that claim.
That is understood well. Because I can't see anything good about this, especially to demonstrate on these flimsy excuses.
Falls within their constitutional rights.
If it's coming from no other people than the MPP, then it's unfortunate. If it were to be like what is the other party? You can't even
CPP,
PPP, and UP. Yes,
PNC,
UP,
LPG.
Yes, if it is coming from one of these parties, then it's understandable.
But they have not been arrested.
Why is the NPP not a credible organization?
Yes, because they just came out of power.
So when we arrest them,
it's a year and 7 months now. A year and 7 months.
They just came out of power, and you see, if you compare what they did to what is happening now, I don't see why they are complaining.
Are we here to do equalization?
Please, let's be compare.
I mean, that's a fair question.
I mean, are we here to do equalization?
Yes, we are not equalizing, but I think if you compare what you did, and now you are saying that youth have been arrested. So can't we talk about what they did? I mean, can we build a country like this?
But
if
what
you hear some of these
these are misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors.
Honorable Kwakye, these are misdemeanors.
Look at that girl. I don't know what he said about the president's wife. I mean, would you train your child to do that?
No. So
I asked him, can he say these things?
Matters of morality. Allow me. Let me. Matters of morality.
Yeah.
Right. As much as you can condemn it, right, remain matters of morality. And once it's disparaging of character, disparaging of a person, there are avenues to deal with it.
Exactly.
The concern has been the use of
security agencies.
That is the law. Have they acted
this free speech legislation?
No, it is not free speech. If it's free speech, it doesn't mean that
to clamp down on persons.
My brother, then this country will never move ahead because free speech. So you say things that you are not supposed to say. Because this is the law. I don't think that girl who was jailed outside the law. It is against the law to make such utterances. So like this girl who made this speech against the first lady of the country. I mean, why should we encourage this?
The counter argument, Honorable Kwakye, and these are just preliminary comments which you are responding to. But the counter argument.
But you are allowed in free flow.
No. I'm not
updating him.
Go ahead.
You see, if you are being fair to me, right? Yes. The counter argument is that the first lady should be suing. Right? Should be suing in her rights and not the state.
I mean, we've seen
I'm saying that yes,
we understand
now the first lady can also sue.
Yeah.
But what she did is against the laws of the country. No, it's in the law that if you make such statements, you can be jailed by the state, not only the person you are making those claims against. No, it happened under NPP. What that man is still, that chairman is still in jail for 10 years. 10 years for saying things against
what did he say?
The first lady.
Which chairman are you talking about?
Don't be questioning. You are not the.
No, but I think it is fair. I mean, you can't just
in fairness, who are you speaking about? In fairness, in fairness, right? In fairness, because
the NDC chairman of Central Region of the Central Region.
What did he say? What's his name? Maybe we should get some of these facts. I think we can better appreciate the issues when you are very exact.
Yes, refer. You are the host.
He's not the one. You are the one mentioning the names.
So let me go ahead. Don't come and argue with me. No. Why do you bring people like this?
When you're putting the information, when the information you're putting out there is wrong.
No, but it's not up to you.
No, I'm here for my part.
No, but let me finish.
No. You cannot finish a lie. It doesn't work like that. You cannot finish a lie. You and I know it's a lie. You've not been able to even mention the name of the person.
Then let me get up.
Because you are lying and I'm telling you are lying.
Then you are not the one. You are not the
I am in the best position to correct you.
My brother.
I have asked, what's the name?
My brother.
Who was jailed?
Right.
Correct me.
So who is the individual who was jailed?
So are you going to allow him to be questioned?
He's asking you answer that.
He's saying that you don't allow me to lie.
No, I'm going to.
Then caution him.
Prove that you're not lying.
Then caution him.
Clinton,
prove that
allow me.
Caution him.
Yes.
Is he not going to detect you?
You should prove that you're not lying.
And these are preliminary, right? These are
but you don't have to allow him to just interject.
Preliminary.
Up to now,
Clinton.
He has still not mentioned the
Clinton. So
relax
for me.
You want an escape route or
Honorable doesn't like interjections.
I don't like it.
Yes, he doesn't. I will get the response.
You don't lie. You should speak with facts.
No, I'm lying.
I will not sit
finish.
here to lie in the name.
Hey, my brother, I'll get up and go, my friend.
I beg you.
You get up and go
let's count.
Yes, I'll get up and go. Then he takes over.
Let's count.
All right. If he's not going to allow me to speak.
So let's make progress, right? Let's make progress because the subject matters for a conversation this morning are dealing with fuel prices and also illegal mining.
I think he still has to mention the name.
Relax for me, Clinton. Honorable, I just want you to deal with that aspect as to the individual who was arrested, right, and then was jailed and all of that, and then we can make some progress because these are just
my brother cautions. Otherwise, I'll get up from this program.
These are just preliminary comments, right?
Caution.
These are just
because whenever he's speaking, I will never interject.
And Clinton.
You see, I made points here. I wrote down points.
That's
when
fair.
You're speaking.
That's fair.
That's how you have to.
That's fair. So no interjections.
Are we still getting the name?
No interjections.
No, you are not. You are not listening.
No interjections.
You've highlighted something.
No interjections.
And I see clarity.
I will ask.
I think he's overreacting.
I will ask
that question must get to me.
We can make some progress, right? We can make some progress in relation to the subject matters for which, Honorable, you get us those details. But let's start off with fuel prices, and I'm on Trading Economics this morning, where crude oil dropped more than 5% below $80 per barrel Monday, but it's back to 80 again, and there's been that swivel, right, up and down in terms of crude prices, and it's been bearing hard. Over the weekend, prices went up again. Now we're being told by BDCs that, look, that 2-week pricing window, we are not going to be doing any such thing because when we go and we are going to get the oil and it's very expensive, we'll translate the cost immediately.
We can't wait for you.
We will not wait for the second pricing window and all of that. That portends even more burden on the ordinary Ghanaian as well as we make progress. Let me start off with you, Clinton. Honorable. Honorable.
Yeah, I got it here. It says this man, Sotio branch organizer of the National Democratic Congress, was jailed 10 years. Publication of false news, threat of harm and offensive conduct, conducive to breach of peace. You can check it.
Right.
It said what? Publication of false news. Is that not the same? So I will not lie to you. I don't lie.
But you are verifying, right?
Please. Please.
You are very fine.
This was
Are you going
the
to
3rd of December 2024. NDC branch organizer jailed 10 years for threatening to kill citizens during the December 7 general elections. So, yes.
Okay.
That's NDC branch organizer. It's on Modern Ghana. He was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for publication of false news with intent to cause harm, 4 years on the charge of threat of harm, and 3 years for offensive conduct. The sentence will, however, run concurrently. And so I think he would have served 4-year jail term because if it's running concurrently. So he was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for publication of false news with intent to cause harm, 4 years on the charge of threat of harm, and 3 years for offensive conduct.
So these ladies who have been making these offensive comments, is that a publication of false news?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but it
so
comes back
year.
to my argument as
yes,
to...
you jailed for 1 year. This one is 3 years. I mean, what is it? What are you talking about? And you tell me I'm lying, I don't lie. Never.
That's
just
fair.
Just note me. Whenever I come here, I don't tell lies. Because I make notes. I research and make notes. So whatever I say, I try to make sure that I don't tell lies.
You're saying...
Okay, let's go. You're talking about the
fuel price. I'll start with Clinton.
You didn't even allow me to
because
counter all those things that he said. Yeah, so let me continue, no problem. Yeah, but that is, you know my style now. When somebody's talking, I just
I ask for your style. I know it. You don't like interjection.
I don't like. I will never.
You make your notes.
I'll make your notes.
So
then when you finish,
I will start with Clinton on fuel prices and what this does.
I think fairly. We should start with him. I mean, they are in government and he should be able to be given updates. What do you think? I mean,
no, but
because I will not interject.
It's up to you.
And
it's up to you.
No, I mean, we can both agree. I mean,
yeah, so
the both of. So let me start with you, Honorable, because you're in government as well, right? I had wanted to take the opposition's viewpoint because they will argue they are feeling it's more than you in government.
Well, then that
was the basis upon which I was coming to you, but you decided to cede it to.
Okay.
No,
Honorable, you stay on this and go up, down, up, down.
You see
the time is up.
You see that, Honorable Kwakye. So we're going to do 10 minutes each, right?
Okay, time
because yes, there's a conversation about timing. So 10 minutes each on fuel prices.
Yes.
It looks like the NDC's much touted, particularly in the first year when there was a lot of celebration as to fuel prices going about 9 cities, 10 cities, thereabout. That's all come to an end, and now fuel prices are inching towards 16, 20, and the likes. What's happening? Why are Ghanaians having to bear the brunt of
thank you very
depreciating Cedi amidst other factors?
Thank you very much, and I think nobody's happy with the fuel going up because I also buy fuel. So we must understand the genesis of this price hike and the depreciation of the Cedi. I think you all know the global oil prices, which we cannot help much. You talk about the war going on in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz problem. So I think even the American president has noticed that, and that's why he cannot go all out, because he doesn't want to destabilize the oil prices in the world. And more so, our Cedi also depreciating because of the world. I will not hold brief and say that is good. But what I always say is that sometimes these things happening, I've been on the radio and TV for a long time now. Right. When the prices went down to 9 cities, those I went on the TV with, they were saying that, no, that is nothing. Look into your pockets. They said, no, when you buy fuel, from initial during their time, it was about 17. So now you have again, they say, no, it's not reflective in our pockets. Nothing. It means the fuel price in a downward trend was nothing to them. It was nothing. So this time, I don't expect them to also come and say that it is hurting our pockets. It becomes a double standard. Because we were arguing that no, if the fuel has dropped, it is the best news we can hear. They said no, that is nothing. So to them, fuel prices up or down does not make any difference. They just want prices of goods and services to go down. Even at the time that we were arguing that inflation had dropped and all that, I said, no, we don't eat inflation. So now if the price is going up, what have they got to say? Are they going to say that it doesn't matter? It's not going to affect anybody? And I believe this is temporary because this government had done it before. I think they are going to meet and make sure that the price will drop to appreciable level, even though you cannot control so much. And the good thing is that we have now rejuvenated the TOR company. I hope you are aware. My good friend, are you aware? Yes.
The president was over the weekend.
That is good news. Because during the 8-year reign of the MPP, they made sure that TOR had collapsed completely because they depended on the imported fuel. That is where they made their monies. The cartel, that's where they made the money. And TOR, which was established by Kwame Nkrumah in 1963, which was the first company to distill crude oil. The first, yes. It was left to rot during the time of our NPP. And that's why the prices went up so abnormally. And now we saw that no, we can't rely so much on the global markets. So let us begin to distill our own oil, our crude oil. We can distill there, so that at least the transportation and the refinery distance will go down. If you subtract that from the normal price of the crude oil, of the finished product, we are going to gain. Offshore, the price of crude oil, we can't say that it's ours, so we are going to buy it cheap. No, it should be the same price internationally. But you save on the refinery and you save on the transportation. When it is imported from maybe Nigeria coming, the ship, the freight cost is going to add, and the refinery cost is going to add, the removal from the ship is going to cost everything. So now we have seen this and made this a priority. We are now refining the crude, and at one time it was we refined about 45,000 barrels of crude oil a day.
But the question is how all of these directly impacts the Ghanaian, because if by fuel prices increasing over the weekend, we're almost guaranteed transport fares increase.
Yes, as I said, if prices of fuel prices go up, you can't help it to affect other things. That's why I'm saying I was surprised when the price went down. My good friends were always arguing that no, it had no effect on the economy of the country. That's what they were arguing, that it had nothing to do with prices and all that. But now that it's going up, we are sitting here and saying that, oh, it's going to affect transportation costs, it's going to affect foodstuffs and all, to shoot up inflation. That's understandable. But what I'm saying is that something is being done about it. We are going to put this TOR into operation. I mean, it started about 4 months ago, but now I think officially President Mahama has inaugurated it, and it's going to affect prices very much. And this I know that the fuel now is 14.53. I checked the price.
You checked this morning?
Yes.
14.53 after an increase?
Petrol. Increase of 9.41%. Yes, and the diesel is 18.77 per liter. That's 18.3. LPG is also up, and I think that's how it. But I think I've given the solution. That is what we have to do. We have to make sure that where we have advantage, we have to go there and do it. Unlike previously, where they would just leave it to go up and nobody cares. And
the MPP was leaving the fuel prices.
Of course, because the refinery, they intentionally collapsed the refinery.
But if we're even to make the argument with TOR, yes, it's fantastic that it's back on stream and all of that, but it doesn't meet Ghana's demand in terms of fuel consumption.
Yes, but at least something. It's better than nothing. So if we realize that if we put TOR into operation, it's going to reduce the prices, then maybe the next time we build more refineries. Because since 1963, no government has gone into refinery. Yes, so now I think with this happening in the world, we must know that if we don't have our own refineries, we are going to be in trouble. So I think it's the first step. You don't have to leave what you have already to go and start a new one. So we have rejuvenated this one, and I think the next one is to make sure that we establish another one. If we have about 4 or 5 refineries, it is good. Because I worked in Singapore for several years, and it's an island, a small island. But they have about 15 refineries and 4 or 5 major ones. And that is where all ships go and bunker. So we can also emulate something like that and make sure that we can use that the profit there to cushion our oil needs.
The suggestion is that, one, the city has been depreciating. Mm-hmm. That would have eased a bit of the burden in terms of how much we're paying for fuel. What happened to the performance last year as compared to this year? Because now we're feeling the bite even more because of exchange rates.
Yeah, exchange rate.
Then there is the 1 Cedi levy as well. You promised that if prices go beyond, the levy will be suspended, but there is no conversation suggesting a suspension or a removal of the levy for a while to ease the burden on the Ghanaian.
I think some 2 months back, the government eased.
Yes, they suspended some aspect of it.
Yes. Right? So now if it's going up, let us see. They are going to do similar things to make sure that the prices go down. And we have to be consistent. You know, the Cedi depreciation. People were complaining that we're using the oil. We are using the gold to support the Cedi. And the Bank of Ghana was intervening. I mean, as if it was bad. What is the duty of the central bank? The central bank is to make sure that they stabilize the currency. It's one of their aims. And yet our brothers were complaining that we are selling the gold. So if you have your gold, we have not gone below what you're supposed to keep, and we have excess and we sell to make sure that Cedi is stabilized. What is wrong with that? They were complaining. So now everybody is now coming to see the need that when we have excess gold, now we have a lot of gold. If in crisis like this, we need to dispose of the gold and make sure that our Cedi is stabilized. And only we have to keep there's some balance there to make sure that it supports our Cedi. But we don't have to keep all there. I think now people will come to know the sense in what the government was doing. And I believe that since this one is going there, we are going to make sure that it comes down like we did before. For the Strait of Hormuz and the Iran war, it has been on or off. The President of the United States sometimes goes out that he's going to attack. The next day he stops. The next day he's going to attack. So there's no clear direction. And that is causing the volatility. And so I think if there's a clear direction, that even if the war is going on, I think it's not going to affect us much. Because previously we were saying Ukraine and the Russia war, which people were using. But when we came to power, still the war was going on. Right. And yet we managed to stabilize it. But in this case, it's not stable at all. It's going up and down. And I think if there's a clear direction, we will take the solution to make sure that the price of fuel at the Cedi is stabilized.
10 minutes, 15 seconds is what you did. I'm gonna stop you there, and then I'll come to Clinton as well, right? Clinton, you've been listening to Honorable explain what the contributory factors are and what possibly government could be doing to ease the burden on you. As an ordinary Ghanaian, are you satisfied with that explanation and how much you're having to buy fuel on a Monday morning like this?
All right. So thank you very much once again. I think that it's quite unfortunate that we are here again to discuss issues of fuel. In fact, one of the notable identity of the NDC now has to do with the word few moments later. In fact, yesterday on Facebook, someone posted that the few moments later government. And the problem has to do with the position of the NDC on issues of similar nature in opposition and the position of the NDC today in government. If you look at the engagement lines by all the communicators of the NDC. One identity you can find around it is the fact that they have been inconsistently inconsistent. And I like the fact that Honorable used the word consistency, because that word consistency cannot be found in their books. It is evident the position of the NDC on matters of fuel in opposition. We heard what they said when they came to power. We saw what they said. And today, we see what they are also saying. In fact, bulls are trapped by their horns and men by their own words. When you keep lying and telling a lot of lies in opposition, when you come into government, you will be trapped by it.
What are the lies?
I'm about to substantiate.
What are the lies that are being told?
I'm about to, pardon?
I'm asking what lies you say are being told, which is trapping them in government.
Oh, but during opposition days, I mean, we had the NDC basically had solution to every problem. In fact, when they were campaigning, measures to mitigate and fix this fuel price hikes were one of the leading arguments they leveled during campaign moment. They said they will reduce the price, they will stabilize it, they would make sure that they find ways and means to use the price stabilization levy to absorb the shocks when issues of this kind come up. But that will not be the bone of contention here, because today I'm not sitting here to necessarily do politics with an issue that generally affects everybody, including you, myself, and the Honorable, as he rightly mentioned. There is one thing that we must collectively appreciate in this discussion, and that general knowledge economic reality is that fuel, just like cocoa, is a global commodity. Clearly, the prices are inherently volatile. They fluctuate as and when the indicators of the global market operate. Such indicators could be the geopolitical tension, such indicators could be international markets, issues, demand and supply on the global market. All these things influences the prices of fuel. Is that not the case? When, in February 16th, when price of fuel was at 9.99, let me get the exact amount. When it was at 9.99 for petrol and somewhere 10.95 for diesel.
Under this administration?
Under this administration, 16th February, when we were jubilating over the reduction in fuel prices, and where Honorable rightly said that during that time, the MPP's position on it was that it wasn't reflecting in the pockets of the people. And so why are we today complaining about it? In fact, that was never the position of the MPP. During that time, what the MPP rightly said, which was a general view of the ordinary Ghanaian, was that this particular benefit we are seeing is as a result of the reduction per barrel of fuel in the global market. And it would certainly decline to have a toll on how, at the pump, fuel is sold. There was virtually nothing that the government had done. And I'm saying that because of what we are experiencing today. The government should be able to tell us what they did by that time, for which reason we experienced that beyond the global prices dropping.
3FM.
What happened? We saw the government taking all the credits. We have stabilized the economy. We have reduced fuel prices. It is not an external factor that is contributing to it. We have stood on our grounds and have put up local domestic policies that has made sure that our fuel prices are good for people to buy.
But did they not? Considering
That is why I'm telling you.
Considering the fact that the currency was stable.
So we should consider the fact that what has changed now is just from February 2026. Latter part of last year to February 2026. That's when we're jubilating, few months ago. So within that February to this July, August.
There's a war in the Strait of Hormuz.
Exactly. So you see the problem. I won't be here to speak like the NDC. I will not sit here and say that external factors does not affect prices of crude, does not affect commodities of similar nature like cocoa and then fuel. It does. So we should admit that when the price fluctuates favorably for us, we don't politicize the winds to make it look as though we have perhaps initiated certain strategic policy directives that is giving us that win. Because when you say that, and in the long run, the conversation changes because now the price is hiking as high as 19 and as 16 for both petrol and then diesel, then it becomes a problem. That is the bone of contention here. When you claim all the credits for something that is influenced by a global market pricing, and you claim that you sat here and took certain decisions to make sure that we have this benefit, now tell us what is causing. So must we also blame you for what is happening? You see, when the blame came, they are telling us, and I see Honorable mentioning that there is an external factor that is contributing. I will not even highlight that because I will not even accept that from the NDC. But I think that it is fair we all appreciate that the price of crude is largely influenced by the price on the global market. The inconsistency posturing of the NDC is very worrying and very troubling, and that is what has brought us where we are today. The NDC as a party is known for shying away from absorbing the shocks. That's the problem. There are three reasons why we go to the polls to vote. We go to the polls to vote, one, to choose, either give a continuity for the existing government or choose a new government based on how we've experienced them. The other two, which hinges on the main one, is for solutions and for proposals to absorb shocks when it happens. We do not vote for a government to come and give excuses and tell us that, you know what, I didn't expect something like this to happen, and so if it has happened, let us accept it like that. You see, you were mentioning that now it might not even be 2 weeks. Funny enough, in 10 days, we have seen fuel prices increase differently in 10 days. That is how weak the energy sector has become in being able to predict some of these happenings. If you clearly admit, if you clearly admit that global indicators are influenced to the price of crude, then we can all collectively say that, okay, you know what? If the prices are low, there is a high possibility that the price could hike. So what local domestic policies are we putting in place to absorb the shocks? We should be asking the NDC today that what has happened to the D levy. You were asking how much has been accumulated. Have the government absorbed any shocks as we speak? And the answer is boldly no. If you ask of how far with the price stabilization levy, how much has been accumulated, what amount has been used to cushion the ordinary Ghanaian, the answer is no. Nothing has been done about it. They have communicated. In fact, the MPA boss,
there's been some cushioning, right? In previous windows, we saw some parts of the D levy being taken off the price build-up of fuel to cushion the.
We are talking about now. What has changed? So what is happening now?
Is it to hear a measure from
exactly. So did they not preempt this happening? And you know the funny part of this, when fuel prices increase and you are highlighting the negatives, our NDC brothers and sisters think that it's a conversation of MPP and NDC. But I would want them to know that it is not so. This is an issue that go down to affect every ordinary Ghanaian, not even the people who only own cars. Because now, when there is increase in fuel, obviously will affect transport fares. Now the price will be shifted on prices of goods and services. It is going to come down to consumption. And let's not also forget that utilities has already been increased. Tariffs on electricity and water bill has been increased. So now we are experiencing this major hike with expectation of it even shooting up. And the government wants to tell us that they had no idea this could happen, especially when Honorable had even admitted that this particular war has been consistent, for which reasons anybody who is within the global market should be able to predict what could happen.
Right, Clinton, you've done 10, 15.
No, let me land.
You've done 10, 15.
Let me land on this.
I'm going to give you.
And so no, let me just land. Don't so that I can have it. Let me just. I'll just land on it. So it becomes so much of a problem, if the government that has been voted to office to absorb the shocks decide to push the entire burden on the ordinary Ghanaian under the excuse, just as Honorable is saying, that they have commissioned or they've operationalized TOR, and so in some, how long is this going to take, and how much of a time are we going to? So the question you asked for the show, you asked that how much more can Ghanaians pay? That question should have influenced the opinion of Honorable, not to even be telling us how much more we have to wait for TOR to come and fix this problem. What are the domestic global policies the government is outlining to absorb these shocks? The burden keeps being pushed on the ordinary Ghanaian. The OMCs are pushing the burden, and just as they've said, anytime it comes, you go to the pump and the price will be different.
Right.
This is no time for MPP and to say MPP don't have the right to talk. No, we are not here to do that. We were voted out of power for a reason, and part of the reason is that people were not happy with the way we're managing the economy. You had all the solutions. So you don't come back to our office and tell us that MPP did this, so we should be okay with what you are doing. When you're messing up the economy, we have to question constructively. And that is what the MPP is doing. And I think it is fair that the NDC appreciates some of these constructive criticisms, and then it should propel them to come up with solutions that would help all of us. Because the fuel pumps don't ask for MPP card or NDC card when you are buying. Just like utilities don't question your partisan affiliation before you suffer a penalty on any major hike that sets in that space. And so I think that's my little to add on to this.
Honorable, I'm going to come to you. You're going to do this for me as a response, right, in 5 minutes to the points he makes. So that time starts now, Honorable.
So are you going to take?
I'll give extra time. I'll give extra time because I recorded how much longer he went. So I'm taking.
So I think my brother has suffered a lot in trying to make his case palatable, because as I said, sometimes the MPP, they don't have the moral to say these things. You could see that even though the price of fuel is going up, the population are not complaining. I don't see people complain because
really,
yes,
people are not complaining that fuel prices are going up.
They know the way.
A colleague was telling me driving to work, was it the road was free because people are parking their cars, and you say people are not
generally, if I say people are not complaining, it doesn't mean that nobody is complaining at all. Generally, people are not making so much noise because they know the way the government is handling the economy. Because sometimes it's your attitude towards the economy also. It takes how people will take any increment. They will just take it. That notwithstanding, I think the government is making all efforts to make sure that prices come down. Like I've cited the TOR. I mean, why should you allow TOR to stand still and then other fuel like they were doing before? What was justification? There was no justification at all that you have a refinery that could refine and even give employment to people. You collapse it and then rely on the importation of finished products. What was the justification? So now if people see that a government has come into power and within 1 year they have been able to put the refinery back into operation, where many people will get jobs, and where in future is going to help stabilize the fuel. I mean, people will just give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that's completely wrong. It's completely good that prices go up. No, nobody's happy. But people are not complaining just because of the honesty that people are.
So to you, there's Ghanaians are understanding of the fact that fuel prices are going up.
Oh, I think so. I think people understand now. Yes, people understand.
I'm struggling to correspond. I'll give.
Then it will be up and down. How many minutes do you give him to?
No. I want you to proceed.
Yes. So if you do that, you see, I get lost. So when I'm talking, I want a free flow to a free time to go. Otherwise, I get.
No, I'm just curious as to the suggestion that people are not complaining.
No, sometimes you be with your wife, and you tell the woman there's no money in the house, and the woman will understand. Not that it is good or palatable to the woman, but maybe he sees that genuinely there's no money. But if he sees that he said there's no money, and yet you go out and they spend on other frivolous activities, the lady will not be happy. So if you compare that to what is happening in the country, now you could see that the government is just prudent and trying to put things right. Like I've told you, in this fuel crisis, they are trying to operationalize the toll. So don't you think people will appreciate that? Yeah, so even if they complain, they'll just give time. They'll just wait and see what is going to happen.
But the pumps is not going to wait for toll to come on stream. They're asking for, as things are right now, what are some of the things that can be done? Because already the threat of transport fares going up is real. Yes. If you speak to GPRT today, in fact, we spoke to them on Friday, they told us that, look, if prices go up this weekend, they will increase transport fares.
I believe the government will do something. I believe they will come out temporary. But these are temporary measures. I always come to this program and say that these are up and down. In the city, we must do something permanently. That one, I do admit. That there should be creation of jobs. We should have permanent jobs like Tor is giving now. If we give production, if production goes up, it is going to stabilize the city. And I believe, my friend was saying that we did not do anything to stabilize the fuel prices. It was because of the stability in the city. Yes, if city goes down, the fuel price goes up because it's always pledged alongside the dollar. So if we are able to maintain our stability of our city, I mean, fuel prices will not go up as we see. But now, because of the Strait of Hormuz and the city also depreciating, it's going to affect the price of crude oil. So if you make sure that our city becomes stable, even though sometimes the oil was, the gold was helping, the permanent solution is to make sure that we go into full production. And that is what the government is trying to do. That, see, when we came to power, everything was bad. I mean, the economy was so bad, junk. And we can't do anything without stabilizing the economy. And that's why we have used the 1.5 years to stabilize the economy. All the indicators that...
But within that stabilization, prices stabilize as well. So why have we stabilized now and prices, yes. We can argue world market and the topsy-turvy nature of it, but the city as well should have stabilized. But we are seeing marginal depreciations, which is
that's what I'm saying, that these things we did, like with the gold and the rest, yes, it is good. But if we want a complete permanent solution, as I'm saying, that we should concentrate on manufacturing. If we are able to manufacture most of the things that we import, permanently it's going to solve our city depreciation from time to time. Because if we don't do that and we change cedis into dollars to import, it is going to do that. And you can't start this production if your economy is bad, if the system is bad. Which investors will come into such a economy that we inherited a junk economy, completely junk. And you are aware, or my good brother, were you not aware that the economy was classified as junk? I'm asking you, my dear.
I mean, it's rating agencies, those are info of public knowledge.
Yes, public knowledge, yes. So if you come and inherit a junk economy, which investor will come into your economy to come and invest in your economy? No. So the first thing we came and we had to do is to make sure that the economy is stabilized,
right,
which I think we have done that. And now the takeoff, I will advise that we concentrate on these jobs and make sure that jobs are created. At least for the next 2 years, we have to concentrate and make sure that good paying jobs are created, and then it will stabilize our city and our economy.
Right. 2 minutes to Clinton in relation to the subject matter. Just 2 minutes, right?
The topic for discussion here has to do with how much more can we pay for prices of fuel. I'm surprised that Honorable sits here and diverts the whole conversation to his own narrative. It looks like he has his own messaging that he's walking around with, and he's insisting on communicating that at the expense of the current issue on the ground. What we have to discuss here is all about the hike in fuel prices, what local domestic policies are being put in place to solve it. If you want us to spend the entire day to discuss your tour, because that is where your script is all about, I'm sorry, but that is not why we are here. And I'm not here to do politics, the usual politics of MPP, NDC rebuttals here and there. We are asking for solutions. We are asking for preparations. You are still engaging as you are campaigning, giving excuses that are flimsy and keep reminding us that, you know what, when they were in power, yes, we accept. It is very insulting to keep doing that referral because there is a reason why a party loses election and there is a reason why a party is given an opportunity to govern. You don't have the opportunity to govern and still want to complain on who has left office. You had every solution. You had done prognosis on the economy. You had a fair idea of what you wanted to do. Now you are almost halfway through your administration and you think this is the time you should keep telling us about NPP. You ask NDC, what are you doing? They blame NPP. You ask them, what are you drinking this morning? They blame NPP. You ask them, what are you doing with the economy? They blame NPP. Is it my fault that you came and you decided to spend on Nkoko Nkete? You are saying that someone was spending wrongfully at other sectors. You have spent on Nkoko Nkete. People have chopped the Nkoko from your own minister. As we speak, you have allocated funds to set up 24-hour economy secretariat. When the policy itself is yet to be found, people's buildings are being collapsed because you want to put up markets for 24 hours. And these are the spendings of the government. So you come back, you are buying sanitary parts to a tune of millions of cedis. And we have no sustainable measure for this, but this is where you've channeled your funds. And today you think the burden should be on Ghanaians on waiting on you to activate or operationalize TOR when we are buying fuel as of today at almost 19 point something on diesel and 16 point something on petrol. It is very insulting, and I don't think we are not here to chit chat or do anything. These are passionate appeal from Ghanaians, and he tells us that Ghanaians are not complaining. I wonder where Honorable is coming from. You have constituents. You have people who reach out to you. You have been an MP before. You have been a DCE before. You should know some of these things and know how people feel about it. If you think it is all about satisfying the ego of your government, then the people would suffer. Let us be very patriotic for once and stop doing the politics with it. What is the government doing? What is the price stabilization levy? What is being used to cushion the ordinary Ghanaian? We pay for it for moments like this. So in this moment, what is happening? Don't give us excuses. Don't give us lectures and keep blaming. We are out of office. We are not in office. He said when he was starting his conversation, we are in now. Now that you are in government, you said someone is bad. We've given you the mandate. So spare us the excuses and the blame games and solve the problem.
Right.
That is what Ghanaians know.
That's Clinton is a member of the NPP's National Communications team. You're so live with us here on the 3FM Sunrise. And quick messages, right? You mentioned 24-hour economy. We were having a conversation this morning. Dr. Ishmael Nidodu with the 24-hour economy authority sent us a message in relation to an earlier conversation we're having. Doc, we appreciate that you listen. It says he agrees with the points that we need to set standards for our political leadership, especially for key ministries, which aligns with our global vision to expand productivity for the country, because we're having a conversation as to productivity. But you're still with us here on the 3FM Sunrise, and we're talking fuel prices. 053-220-0927. 053-220-0927. That's the WhatsApp number by which you can share your thoughts with us as well this morning in relation to the subject matters we're discussing here on the show for you. I'm going to go for this break, right? When I return, we'll switch lanes from fuel prices and talk illegal mining. And Frederick, I'm sure you have a video or two in relation to activities of illegal mining, which is happening in close proximity to schools, hospitals, and communities, amongst others. Then we asked the question, what's happening to the Galamsey fight amidst all of the other matters? This is the 3FM Sunrise. Stick and stay with us.
2 days, 3 regions.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming
conversation on 3FM Sunrise. The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
9 here on the 3FM Sunrise. We're getting into our conversation in relation to Galamsey. My guest still in studio, Peter Yaw Kwakye-Ackah, is a former member of Parliament for Amenfi Central and NDC, member of the National Communications Team, and as well Benin Clinton Bafo, also a member of the NPP's National Communications Team. Here's a story which was put together by one of my colleagues, right? I'll have that roll in pretty shortly in relation to Galamsey and its attendance challenges. And there's a bit of a technical challenge, so I'm unable to bring that story to us at this particular point in time. But when that is rectified, I'll have that brought in. But this one, I'll start with you, Clinton. The subject matter of Galamsey. Now we're seeing it rear its ugly head in different places, from schools to hospitals, because there's an Agenda 111 hospital somewhere which illegal miners were seeking to take charge of. The authorities went there and arrested the persons, and the understanding we got as well is that some of the ringleaders were picked up as well. But it does suggest that there's a certain level of impunity in relation to Galamsey and how persons are going about it, Clinton.
Right, thank you very much. I couldn't get the opportunity to highlight this bit in the full. I think it is fair that we send a caution to Honorable Eduji that he should focus on fixing the fuel issue and stop moving from stations to stations defending Cedi. That is not what he's been sent there to do. But I'll quickly move on to the Galamsey, and then we will look at it. Are you going to give me the chance?
I'm the one who's marking the time.
Exactly.
So
I am expressing my view on observation. It is not your view. I am saying that for a number of times I have seen him on TV. There is little to speak in recent times in this current issue. In fact, he was on TV, I think, last 3 days or so on TV3. And it's obvious that his focal point was to just find ways to defend the Cedi Tamakulu. So in fact, that
since you're on that time, I'm going to ask a specific question.
I will not answer that.
Is there a basis, a justification to suggest that his public speaking on national issues is denying him the opportunity to work or go about his duties?
Well, I think for public communication purposes, if you have been assigned a particular mandate, people expect of you to be able to share some insights and elaborate on certain measures to resolve issues, especially one that directly focuses on his institution, like the fuel price hike. And the loudest, his recent post even on his page, is on a defense for Cedi Tamakulu, attacking Ahiagba and attacking
So like that's why I asked a specific question as to whether or not
it's a worry.
You believe it detracts him from his job.
It is a worry.
We can have a conversation as to persons in government making comments.
I'm saying
in relation to matters.
That it is a worry.
Because in all of the fuel conversation, it was about happenings outside of the jurisdiction, and then city performance and how things can be stabilized.
Out of his jurisdiction.
No, I'm not saying out of his jurisdiction. I'm struggling to see where he comes in this vis-a-vis or in relation to.
He comes in it in the sense that he's the CEO of the National Petroleum Authority. In fact, any communication on pricing window, any communication on petroleum law, everything in terms of levy, even in terms of how we administer the institution, he is the chairperson, he is the leader.
But what I can say, right, and Edwigi speaks a lot
And I'm
in
telling
relation
you
to
that in recent times, he is so entrenched on Cedi Tamaklo issue.
Because he's a lawyer.
I think he should focus on the problem we have and allow the court to do its work. That is the point.
But the court have done their work.
You can't want, but there is an appeal. He is arguing.
There is room for persons to share the opinion.
Can you let me land?
So
I am not disputing his view.
I'm struggling.
I am addressing the point that at best he should move a bit away from some of these issues and throw more light on the issues, because
you want him to throw more light on
when the message
matters in relation to
the message is coming from the one in charge. There is hope. What is the direction?
Right.
What are we doing?
Right.
Maybe some of the messages that Honorable is preaching should be preached by him.
So that's
he's all over doing certain Tamaklo defense.
Let's proceed.
Is it related?
Because we've switched lanes.
But I had to add it. You wanted us to delve into that, but I think it is good that it is established.
We've switched lanes
because I think it's becoming one of two main.
I mean,
now
you can
focus on the Galamsey issue.
Let me just finish. You can have your concerns in relation to his whether or not he speaks enough.
I'm saying so. Let me establish my point.
In recent times, whether or not he speaks enough in relation to matters in relation to petroleum, but
because there is a current issue on fuel, which is his jurisdictional mandate,
which is a fair point to make. The only thing I'm saying,
entitled to that opinion. I don't know why you want to make defensive points.
I'm not making defensive points for anybody. The only thing I'm saying is that those are things that you can say, and so that's fair. Let's proceed.
Exactly. That should solve it. So now your question had to do with Galamsey.
So now I'm going to. Right, you spent 4 minutes.
No, you decided to interject
4 minutes,
for that 4 minutes.
Bringing in when we had switched lanes. But let's proceed. Right, so I'm going to hold you again. Okay. Right, I'm going to hold you. The commander who led the arrest, right, of the persons engaged in the illegal mining activities, he spoke to us yesterday on News 360. Here's exactly what he had to say, and then I'll return to pick your thoughts on Galamsey as well.
Video that went around the social media. So I think approximately around 10:30 a.m., the regional minister sent me a video of Erasmus post on the social media platform that there was a illegal mining going close to Sansu MA Primary and GHS in Obuasi. So quickly, we detached our team at Obuasi to confirm whether the video was true. Since they confirmed it was true, quickly a team of National Security, NIMOS, and then soldiers from 4BM were dispatched to the location. So approximately about 1:30 p.m., we got to the location. We were able to apprehend about 15 suspects. We got 3 excavators from the location. We were able to arrest the kingpin or the owner of the site at that place over there. So quickly, NIMOS directed that those suspects should be handed over to the CID headquarters in Accra. So dawn of yesterday, they were dispatched to Accra, and currently they are in the hands of the CID in Accra.
And how long were these miners at the site?
Our preliminary investigation or interrogation, I think they have been there for about 2 weeks. That's what they confirmed. They were there for about 2 weeks. Right. And apparently, because the schools were on vacation, that's why they were not able to. Nobody was able to report early. The schools are currently on vacation, so I think that's how possible they were there for 2 weeks before we were able to go outside of that information.
Help us understand where the school is situated in the community, because yes, schools are in vacation, but there are members of the community, there are local government officials. Is it the case that the school is located in an isolated area?
Not quite, but it's quite isolated. But as I say, it was a viral video of a citizen from that town that got to the attention of Erastus and other social media people, that got to the attention of the regional minister and sent it to the team to go and arrest them. So it's sort of like people didn't know. So a concerned citizen knew, and he made a video about it, and posted it, and it goes to the attention of Erastus and subsequently to the task force to go and apprehend them.
Obuasi is typically a mining town, and we know that there have been concerns of illegal mining and some locals taking advantage of the fact of gold deposit in the communities. What has NIMO's work in the area been like so far? Are you still on the ground, or you're just relying on tip-offs and videos of this nature from residents of the area?
Well, currently, most are on the ground, but such areas as build-up areas or hideouts is difficult for them to know. So we depend on whistleblowers, people who give us information, informants and stuff like that. So this is what just happened, like somebody give us a whistleblower about what was happening over there and move there. But I must be quite frank that in Ashanti region, NIMOs have done a tremendous work, especially within the forest reserves, the water bodies.
3FM,
and most of the time, when it gets to built up areas like this, if we don't get somebody to let us know, it's quite difficult for us to get wind of it. But the most important part is that as soon as we are elected, within 2 hours, we'll be at a location to apprehend the suspects. That makes it quite unique.
That's Captain John Jabari. He's Ashanti Region Security Coordinator, speaking there in relation to illegal mining activities in the area. Let me come to you, Clinton. 10 minutes, right? We do 10 minutes on Galamsey, and then maybe 2 minutes on rebuttals, and then we run out of the studio.
All right.
So you start for me.
Okay. I mean, we are once again back here to talk about Galamsey. And it's become more daring and more worrying today than even how it was in the early stages of the administration. That is the early years of the NDC administration this year. Once again, I would quote the notable phrase that says that bulls are trapped by their horns and men by their words. You see, the problem we have with the fight against Galamsey today has to do with the position of the NDC in opposition and the measures they've put in place as they are in government. Today, the status of Galamsey has moved from crisis to now a catastrophe. Today, people have the temerity and the audacity to do illegal mining to the extent that even in schools, in hospitals, as the NIMO director was saying, Galamsey is ongoing. And we have a number of schools that is not just one school. It has happened in Kokoma DA Basic School in Bosomche District. It has happened in Wase Krupon, excavators were captured. It has happened in Abomosu STEM SHS. It has happened in Kwabin SHS. It is happening in Akrokeri Training College. Someone should ask, what would give someone that audacity to say that in a fight against an act through which we have lost the lives of our distinguished political actors, people would still have the muzzle to openly engage in illegal mining like this? The only answer I could give is that these individuals either have close associates in government or are with the government. And I highlight this statement referencing the very own words of the president when he engaged some of the industry players, saying that on matters of illegal mining, he will not kid himself in saying that his people are not part of it. The level to which Galamsey has gotten today is as a result of the shielding of the very people who are with the government that are engaged. When the NIMO's director was talking, I was expecting him to have mentioned which kingpin is behind that Galamsey issue happening at the Agenda 111 working site. We always do not get reports of name tags. We just get to know that some people who have been contracted to be doing menial jobs over there are arrested, and we hear nothing about it. It's been almost 20 months now. The government should tell us who they have prosecuted after NIMOs arrested them in Galamsey. What is the status report of issues around Galamsey?
To be fair, I need to make this interjection. To be fair, we get numbers in terms of prosecutions from the lands. In fact, the last time the lands minister was at the meet the government accountability series. There was a number which was given us to prosecutions.
So there is a reason why there is public notification of arrest. And the reason is to deter people, to deter a deterrent action to prevent people from engaging in it. Is that not the case? So you have the knowledge because perhaps one way or the other, an information has been communicated at a session where not everybody even listened. But where is the amplifier in telling us that, okay, we arrested these people, this is the kingpin, and this is the prosecution that has been done against this particular person? I do not have that knowledge, and I will not sit here to speak for the minister. But I can confidently say that in the fight against Galamsey, the NDC has lost it. And that is why people have the audacity to engage in Galamsey. It is interesting. It is interesting that I even have to do this Galamsey session with Honorable, whose constituency is well known to be involved in Galamsey. In fact, the lady who unfortunately brought Honorable out of Parliament, I'm sure by now would have been here with a sitting MP. The lady is on record, which I have the video here, to have admitted that she's been in Galamsey for long until the MPP came and then they decided to effect the formalization of illegal mining, and then she was looking at how to survive and sustain the business.
She said she has been in Galamsey for
yes, she said she has been in Galamsey.
Small-scale mining.
Galamsey. I have the video here. I can send it to a producer to play.
Because there's a thin line between Galamsey.
I'm telling you that she said this is the video. Don't tell me about thin line. This is the video.
Share the video with the producer.
I'll send it to the producer.
There's a thin line between Galamsey.
I don't want you to give me that.
Illegal mining.
We know.
Small-scale mining and then small-scale mining and then
mining. I understand that.
Galamsey.
Everybody in this room admit to that education. So we shouldn't shield ourselves with that.
Oh no,
she admitted clearly, and I'm sending it to the producer. I hope you will make him play it.
Yeah, if immediately he gets the video,
I'm sending it to him. The woman clearly admitted that she is involved in Galamsey, and that is how she has run her business for some time now. You sent it, right?
I
can't even find his number.
He's just sent you a message. So perhaps pause and try and send it again. He's just sent you a message. So you see, yes. So the producer sent you a message. So forward that video to him.
I'm forwarding
the claims. I like to substantiate claims and hold everybody to street.
It's loading. It will get to him.
Right.
This is the very person from a constituency where Honorable is coming from. In fact, maybe Honorable should be able to tell us what caused the devastating state of the land when he was even an MP for the 8 years as a DC in that constituency, Amenfi Central. And this is a constituency that had River Ankobra and River Pra, right? And the state of these water bodies is so worrying and troubling that we can't even speak much about it. Gone are the days when people would have gone to fetch these waters and brought it to the studio. Today, I'm surprised why we are not doing it here. Maybe Johnny could help us with that because he was one of the loudest critique of the government, which was an objective critique and is good. And I think that it must continue today because the current issues around Galamsey is one that is very unbearable. And we must be very worried and troubled about it. What could give someone the audacity to say that I'm already doing Galamsey, but it's not enough for me in my hideout. I want to bring it to schools. And NIMOS is telling us that, look, you see the pictures they showed, and they're telling us that it's just 2 weeks that they've been there. I'm telling you, this is about a month or two. If you look at the degraded land and the depth of the degradation, you would know that this is an act that has been ongoing for a very long time. Joy News did a story on this where people were being taxed to do Galamsey. What did the government do about that? The prosecutorial powers of the government has been locked because it had to do with people associated with the government. And that is a problem. Jamin's issue, we are here to look at it. NDC Abanga's issue, we are here to look at it. And when you mention some of these things, we have the NDC telling us that do not talk about it because you are MPP. As far back as 12 years or 16 years ago, Galamsey was in a very worse state under President Mills. I have the video here of him admitting that Galamsey has become worse and they have to look at it. And I'm very passionate about Galamsey because you know what? The daring effect of Galamsey in the future is one that will not look at political colors. If our schools are suffering, then anytime soon, we would see the side effect in Accra because we would also be waiting to get clean water to survive on and to run other things. And the conditions are not one that we should be doing politics with. I'm sending the President Mills video to him as well. These are the issues that are troubling that we need to look at. What has the government done so far? if a president is very much aware that his very people are part of Galamsey and he will not kid himself, he has confidently said, I've added that video to it for him. What is he doing? Did we vote him to power to come and give us excuses? I have a personal issue with the government errors of the president because this is a president who has had the rarest opportunity in governance. You have been a vice president before. You luckily became a president. You sat in opposition for 8 years, saw the errors of the incumbent, the previous government, and they gave you another opportunity to be in office. You have no room to give excuses. You have no room for failures. If truly you are seeking for a third term, then you must be thinking of what you have done in these 4 years. And anytime we sit and discuss issues of Galamsey, people think that it has to do with MPP and NDC. And I'm telling you that looking at the current state of Galamsey, it is so catastrophic that it is not about NDC. It is not about MPP. It is about the political will of the government of the day in fixing the problem. And to that percentage, I would give them 0. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It is just excuses, theatrics, storylines, headlines, playing on the intelligence of people, and confidently telling us that you know your people are part of Galamsey. What are you doing about it? What exactly have you done? Give us an update report on what you have done about your people that you have arrested. At least that would tell us how committed you are in fighting Galamsey. And I have Honorable here, who has been in government. He has been in the constituency. If you do a research, you will know that Amenfi Central is one of the places where Galamsey is very prevalent. In his time as a DC, what did he do? In his time as an MP, what did he do? Yes, he is here. He will be here to defend the issues again.
Right.
And then we'll still do the forth and back.
Right.
I will not be here to do the politics of the day with anybody. But I will be here to speak passionately about the concern of the ordinary Ghanaian. Because if Sam George told us that we can end Galamsey in 1 week, and a sitting president should be able to address Galamsey concerns in a week, in 120 days they will fight Galamsey, they would hilariously use AI to face Galamsey, and nothing has been seen about it, then this government is one of the serious governments I've experienced.
10 minutes.
And I won't mince words about that. And so I think we must be very strategic, intentional, and deliberate about fixing this Galamsey issue, and stop this political blame games that anytime you call out the government, they want to remind you of what you did. Yes, we've been voted out of power. It was one of the political tools the NDC used. I'm ending. Okay. It is one of the political tools the NDC used to win power. And so if you have won power, fix it. It is just like how you did with Cocoa. It is just like how you did with LGBT. And you have no room for excuses. So I think we should look at the issues passionately and patriotically from that perspective, and not to score political cards for our party or our president, who is already failing at the fight. Thank you.
11 minutes, 6 seconds, right? 11 minutes, 6 seconds is what you spent. I'm going to read a message which has come through, and then, Fred, if the video is ready, we'll play, then I'll come to you. So you do the same time. 11 minutes, 7 seconds is what you also do, Honorable. Mawena, both NDC and NPP system of governance are same in terms of Galamsey and corruption fight. They have nothing good for the ordinary Ghanaian. Long live Ghana. Juliet in Kaswa sends this message. Fred, if that video is ready, by way of confirmation, or if you've confirmed, right.
8 years ago. Until we to mining, my family are mining and agriculture until phone mining. I mean,
so the sound says she was born into a mining community, right? A mining community, but these are excerpts. You've taken just about 4 without the context.
No, because he said he started doing Galamsey. I mean,
8 years. That's mining. She said she was born into mining.
Galamsey.
So the context, you see,
no, he knows it.
And I'm a media person, right? What
I've played her video.
I mean, what we will not seek to do is to take videos out of, because this interview, I'm sure, will be in excess of 30 minutes. We take about 5 seconds to make a point.
I'm telling you that she didn't.
That in fairness,
you see, this is the problem.
I'm just making the point.
This is the problem we have.
No, there's no problem.
No, this is the
point
problem.
I am making is that you can argue that this person is arguing.
It is about 1 minute 23 seconds video. So I don't know why you are telling me.
The excerpt we saw is just.
No, you should ask your producer, because I sent him a 1 minute 23 seconds video. So you should ask your producer.
I saw is.
So tell him to play the entire video for you. If you want it.
Fair enough, but the point is made. Exactly. So, Honorable, I'm going to come to you in 11 minutes, 7 seconds, right? for you to make your point on the subject matter of Galamsey as well.
It's unfortunate I'm on this set, and my very good friend is trying to expose this one. I wouldn't like people to think that I have negotiated with him to play such a video. I wouldn't like people to think that.
No. I actually, this is my first time meeting Honorable.
Yeah, the first
so
time.
I'm not expecting anybody to think, I mean, I'm at the same. People would think because the woman won the seat from him, perhaps I schemed with him to play but that is not the case.
No.
I mean, this is my first time meeting him.
So
I didn't even know him.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's no scheming. There's no scheming.
To establish that. And I very much like the way my very good friend is going heavily on Galamsey. And he would even want that he will agree with one of his people who said that Galamsey people should be shot on sight if they are met. Unfortunately, who is well known as one of the Galamsey kingpins, has been jailed for such activities. And my people are just always citing him as being wrongfully jailed. And I don't know who they want to be jailed to make sure that the fight against Galamsey is real. This man has openly come on the set to boast with the amount of gold and quantity of gold that he possesses.
Honorable, please speak into the microphone.
And that nobody saw anything wrong. These people never saw anything wrong. And now that he has been jailed, they don't like it at all. You must all accept that Galamsey is bad. And so if somebody is caught and made a scapegoat, let's say scapegoat, you must all agree and say that, okay, let us all say that all those kingpins like Buntumi should be brought to justice. Then maybe we will be free. You are now pointing at the MP in my area. I would like to go there. Let us go. And you spoke about Yamin and Abanga. I think they have been cleared by the Attorney General. Yes, there was investigation, and
I don't know about clearance because the last we heard there was investigations ongoing. There hasn't been an update as to the investigation.
I think the last time
I issued a letter requesting that the
persons who were taken to Yoko are asking for a conclusion of investigation. But we've not been told.
Yes, they know that the conclusion has been done, so they want official release to come out that they have been cleared. And that is what is lacking. So many people use Yamin and Banga as examples, but I believe that this government, unlike previously, whom the president said Wontumi was doing genuine business, this President Mahama has never done that. He's never exonerated any of his people. And so we must take note of that. And if any of them is caught palpable, I don't think he's going to defend them at all. They will face the full rigors of the law. So, my brother, this Galamsey fight is something. Fortunately, when this government came to power, they made one of their key points to make sure that illegal Galamsey is nipped in the bud. And they brought some ways for people to do legal mining. Because the law is not against legal mining, but it's against Galamsey, so-called. So they brought some points that they should not mine close to water bodies, they should not use undesirable chemicals, and a whole lot of things. And the government tried to give alternative jobs to those who had nothing to do. These things were done, and NIMOS was set up, and then Blue Water Guards was also set up. But I must say that I listened to the commander who was just giving the interview. I don't agree with him at all. Yes, sometimes they give the opportunity for people like my friend to give a bad name to the government. Yes, you give a bad name to the dog and hang it. Yes, that is very bad, because if you have been put in charge of such an operation, and you claim that you only saw this when the video came viral, and that is when people reported to you, then what are you doing? Then you must as well put those who filmed this thing in charge, so that when they will go out and see those people and bring them to book, but not that you stay there for somebody to go and do the investigation and bring it to you, then you will say that we went there to arrest them. I don't buy that at all, because that is not why the government has ushered you into this program. They want you to go out there and get the illegals and bring them to book. So I don't agree with him at all. And I think we all must come hard on them, especially those who have been tasked to eliminate this galamsey. They are the major causes. Like he's saying,
but they are persons appointed by your government. They are the ones.
Yes, that is why I'm saying that the government should not sit down, because if you appoint somebody and the job is not going on, you have to assess. You have to assess the person's ability after 6 months or so, and decide whether to keep the person going or to replace. That one I do agree. But because if we have set up this body, and the Lands Commission also is also doing their part, and this NIMOS is doing their part, and the Blue Water Guards doing their part, and still, if mining is going on just at the backyard of a school, one I saw is at the backyard of the police station. Yes, so why are the police people there still in power? Why? I mean, the commander there should now be dismissed. That one I will not mince words at all, because if it does that, it gives bad name to the government. Yes, if we don't know, we must know that these things, even though we don't support this galamsey going on, but if something like this, we should get rid of the people. Yes, these people saying that they have not seen this galamsey going on around these government buildings, then I don't see the sort of job they are doing.
A number of these DCs, district chief executives and all of that, the KPI was that mining should not be happening in their communities.
Yes,
it's happening, and nobody's doing anything from within government.
That is why I will entreat the government, the people on authority, to make sure that they take these things seriously. Because if you're a DC and this galamsey is going on in your jurisdiction and you don't know, that means you are not the head of the security in the area. No, because when I was a DC, every day you had a briefing from people, and you know what is going on, except that if you don't want to tackle it. But my good friend was saying, during our time, they had to stop it. And galamsey stopped. Yes, our time when the government started to clamp down on galamseyers. Yes, for the rest of my distance, there was no galamsey, because we seized all machines, and there was strict observance. The police was always going around to make sure that nobody went against the law. So this same thing should come now, that if the government wants to eliminate this galamsey, like they are saying, not mining. Yes, I'll praise that people do mining, and sometimes if you're not there also, you might not understand. The government should try to differentiate between the illegals, especially those doing the galamsey in the water bodies. That is bad. We all agree. But others too are trying to do it according to regulations. They must be encouraged. They might be taught and helped to do the right thing, because that one also brings money to the economy. If you go to the local areas there, where we come from, the economy is booming. That notwithstanding, we should differentiate between the good and the bad, and make sure that the right ones are done. So this galamsey around government offices and areas should not be countenanced at all. We should not hold brief for them at all. And I will blame those.
Is the NDC failing in the fight? Because that appears to be the position. You're seated here and you're telling us it should not be countenanced, it should not be this, it should not be that. People who are in authority is you and the NDC government.
No, I'm saying that the government is doing its best, but the best is not
good enough.
It's not good enough. Yes, I must admit. But it is not the fault of the government. It is the people he has sanctioned to do this job. So what the government
then
can
fire
do is that,
them and get new people in place.
I said it. That if you have put people in authority to do this job and you are not getting results, fire them and make sure that you get results. If we don't do that, it will come back to us, because I believe that the president and his cohorts are very, very serious to clamp down on the illegals. And yet, if you are spending so much on NIMOS, and even these Blue Water Guards, they are being paid to do this job, and it's not going on, then you must take a second look. and make sure that they do what you want them to do. If not, but if somebody comes and something has happened like this, and you say that it can happen only 1 week or 2 weeks, I don't think it is good enough. If you are a security couple and this thing is going on and you are not aware, then it means the purpose for which the president put you there has been defeated. And I will urge the government and say his people to be very serious about this and should not waste time at all, especially the DCs. If you see something like this going on, and you must report immediately. You are the head of the security in the constituency or the district. If you cannot, report to the authorities. And if that person, the DC, is found that while he's sitting down there, maybe taking his cards, then he must be dismissed. Yes, there should be no two ways about that. To clear the government of these things, if we look on, and the DC will come and give excuse that he has not seen it, and then the security man also will come and say that he has not seen it, somebody reported, then it leaves much to be desired.
Right.
So we must take a closer look at that and make sure that the fight which is going on, that the gains of the government should not be wasted in these things.
Right.
Because people are going to judge us according to what they see.
All right, 11 minutes exactly. Well, 5 minutes to the top of the hour. I think that will be it, right?
I need to clear
1 minute.
Just a few things. So I think appreciatively and conclusively,
1 minute.
Honourable admits
1
that,
minute.
Honourable admits
because I have to do birthdays and then
Honourable admits that his government has failed at the fight.
No, I didn't say
and
that.
He is telling
He's saying that a lot more.
I didn't say that.
He is telling us that now we should urge the government. You have the ear of the government. If you couldn't do that, then I don't think we are the ones to. We would keep putting you on your toes, but it's your responsibility to fix that. Let me clear that AG has not cleared Abanga and Yamin. That is not true and that is false. So we must establish that. And there is a notable phrase on the media these days which has to do with, have you read the full judgment? I think respectfully, Honourable. Let me land. I think Honourable has not read the full judgment of Wuntumi's case, because if he had, he would know Wuntumi was not convicted for illegal mining. And if I need to read the entire judgment for him, I would. But maybe if he reads it, he would better appreciate and not say Wuntumi was arrested for galamsey. Showing gold on TV is not illegal. He didn't run it illegally.
Fair point.
Let me land on my last word.
Don't take all the minutes.
That's 1 minute. Let me let Honourable also do. Let Honourable do.
It's not on the issue anymore.
Let him do 1 minute and then I'll come to. I have to do birthdays.
I come from the area. So if you say that this 1 2 minutes is not a galamsey, I beg to differ.
Oh, really?
Because, yes, I come from the area.
So we should take your word. I said, have you read the judgment?
Judgment.
What are you talking about?
No, with respect
to judgment.
Relax.
Well,
With respect to why Wuntumi serving a 20-year jail term? It is assigning a lease to somebody without authority.
I know you don't know.
I know that because Galamsey he himself does not go to the site.
Some of these things come from Honourable.
These kingpins, they don't go to the site to do galamsey. So according to the judgment, he assigned
judgment said
to go
and establish that.
To go and cover the distance, isn't it, to reclaim?
Yeah.
And if you have not mind, why should you reclaim the land?
He has mined legally.
He had mined legally and had asked that the land be
So he was only covering.
He was
only covering. So is that what you're saying?
Conclusively extend.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.
Let me just do my last. I mean, you know.
Okay, we want to wish.
So I want to conclusively wish my very good boss, the Honourable lawyer Henry Nana Boakye, who is running for the MPP first vice chairman and is one of the lead organizers towards the 6th August demonstration. I would also want to extend greetings to Dr. KB Tando and my very own boss, Honorable Reverend John Intim Fojo. Also, the NPP youth wing can be best operated by the MPP Abanga. Nobody else can do that work than the MPP Abanga. Thank you very much.
Right, gentlemen, thank you.